Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another quick pick prediction video. In this video, I'll be predicting the women's strawweight bout between Mackenzie Dern versus Xiaonan Yan. And I'm gonna go low confidence Xiaonan Yan to beat Mackenzie Dern. Very low confidence pick. Because on one end, Mackenzie Dern's offensive takedown, she's the best submission grappler in women's MMA, without a doubt. Best women's grappler in the women's MMA, without a doubt. Submission grappler, without a doubt. Without a doubt. But striking's still pretty horrendous. She's working on it. She's developing it. It's getting better, but still not much to really write home about. And she's still winning fights with that because her takedown accuracy like 9%. So in reality, you would think a fight that's having for her to have success, she would need to get to the ground and submit people, but she's getting by off just being a brawler, really. Let's just be honest. Like, Mackenzie Dern is this decorated black belt with several world champions and stuff, and probably one of the greatest women's grapplers of all time. But she's getting by MMA is a sloppy scrapper because her takedown offense is horrendous. 9%, probably one of the lowest in MMA history, in UFC history. But she's getting by, so I don't know. On Xiaonan, on Yan's side, Yan, we don't know where her grappling at. We clearly see that's her biggest, weakest area. And if Dern can get her down there, especially get her down there, like, semi-consistently, she should be got her. If she get her down once, she might be able to get her out of there. If she can get her down twice, she might be able to get her out of there. If she get her down 3 times, she definitely could get her out of there or win. If she get her down 3 times, that's a decision or a stoppage. Or a submission. Submission, stoppage, whatnot. Well, I'm going to say submission. Submission or a decision victory. She get her down 3 times. Guaranteed. The first time she could possibly get her out of there. Second time she could possibly get her out of there, or win off that. But 3 times, I think that's a ceiling deal. She can get 3 takedowns, or at least over the course of 2-3 rounds, and not just 5 or just 1, but like 2-3 rounds. That's the right amount of rounds. And between those 3 rounds, get 2 to 3 takedowns, maybe a takedown at least in 2 of the 3 rounds. Then this fight's hers pretty much. But she got 9% takedown accuracy. And I mean, like, she shoot 100 takedowns, she can get 9 out of 100, something like that. So it's like, I gotta go with Xiaonan Yan. It's kind of like a broken record now. She keeps winning. I keep saying the same thing. Like, even despite she can't get a takedown, she's still not getting takedowns. She still keep winning. Except the one time I picked her against probably one of the fighters with one of the weakest takedown defenses in the division, and that is Rodriguez. And like, took her down like once or twice. But I think Rodriguez's submission defense is much better than Xiaonan Yan though. But nonetheless, I'm going with Yan in this one. I feel like Yan clearly showed in the Rodriguez fight she should have won. She was much more active, landed with much more power, landed with much more consistency, was faster, had better footwork, had better head movement. She was making her slipping and making her miss. Making her miss, pulling and countering her. She was just picking apart Rodriguez a lot of points in the striking department. Not to say that Rodriguez didn't have her moments. Rodriguez was very good in the clinch, landing good knees and elbows. But as far as just striking, letting hands and kicks go, Yan was beat up her inside leg, touching her almost at will at times. So, yeah, I feel like she could definitely make Dern miss. Dern ain't really a technical striker. She come out there swinging and missing. Only, I guess, I don't know. What can I really even say? What can I really even say for Dern? Like, I feel like regardless, Dern had to make some improvements in her takedown offense. Like, has to make some improvements. She did look faster with her takedown attempts against Teacher Torre, but still got shut down completely. Then another thing, let me go to a point just to make my point seem more appealing, I guess, to lean to Xiaonan Yan. We look at Dern's wins. She got like 2 submission wins like, on her last streak. On this streak, she's on a split. On this streak, she's riding a split decision fight over Teacher Torres, a split decision win over Teacher Torres. But prior to that loss to Rodriguez, she was on like a 4-fight winning streak. But the first 2 wins were over, not the best competition. Randall Marcos, top tier fight IQ, took it to the mat, but that's Randall Marcos. Every fight she goes to, she got to take it to the mat or initiate grappling. So this playing with fire and got burned. Like, so a win is a win, but what that really amount to? Hannah Cyphers was stuffing all her takedowns, and then Hannah Cyphers decided to grapple with her and got tapped. So those, like, half of those wins were people just showing absolutely no fight IQ. John DeRoba is a fighter that has all the skills and talent, but she lets fights slip away. Like, she let Reba, she was dropping Rebas, but like Reba just outwork her like over to a decision. She just took a step off the gas. In the same way with Mackenzie Dern, she broke Dern's nose without striking Dern, but took her foot off the gas. It's a habit of hers, bad habit, terrible habit. So that's like three of the W's, or four of the W's. But nonetheless, I feel like everything with Dern is like. Then also Teacher Torres, a fighter that was at least at one point one of the top contenders, but has since fell from grace. And I still feel like she kind of lost Teacher Torres, but she landed some bigger shots. So it's like, as far as people that's relevant right now, oh, and also she submitted a woman, probably her best win in a sense over Nina Nunes now, and Nina Nunes was fresh off having a baby, and same when I feel like every fighter fresh off a baby, unless they fight an absolute scrub, they kind of lose. Or as far as women MMA, well, men don't have babies, but as far as women MMA, that's a dang, they lose off their first time having a baby. Like I think Dern came off having a baby, lost to Rebus. Askarov came off having a baby, and then she lost to her takedown history was like she allowed. That only time Dern's takedown offense looked pretty decent. That was over a woman who was coming fresh from having a baby. And I think she got him. Like I said, you come off the first time with a baby, you're not the same. So takedowns were more available when Dern was able to get it and look decent as far as takedowns. But outside that fight, her takedown offense has continued to look horrendous. So that's just the thing I'm saying. So only time her takedown offense has looked decent in the past with like 5 years was over a woman who was fresh off having a baby. So that's all I'm trying to say. That's literally all I'm trying to say. But yeah, I think like I said, Dern, regardless of what Yan does, regardless of what Yan does or what Yan is, Dern's offensive takedowns aren't the best. And I feel like Xiaonan Yan, at least her initial takedown defense is pretty decent. Should be keepers on the feet. Should be there to outstrike Dern. Nan hasn't really got a finish in the UFC, so I'm gonna say it's gonna be a decision. I still see it's probably gonna be some scary moments for her, but I feel like she should be keepers on the feet for the most part and should be able to outstrike the lesser striker in Dern with relative consistency. Probably break her nose again, bust her up a bit, but Dern probably rolling for some leg locks at points and making this a fight. But nonetheless, I feel like Xiaonan Yan should be in the driver's seat most of this fight and get her hand raised. So in this one, I got Xiaonan Yan via decision.